The number one entity that you, a home buyer, should be taking advantage of in 2025 is home builders, new construction. If you are a skeptic, but just so you know, this video is not going to be for you. If you're thinking, man, it's a bad time to buy a house, it's always been a bad time, it's going to continue to be a bad time, it's a government scam, it's the interest rates are too high, they're taking advantage of you, this guy's just trying to sell you something. Just go watch a cat video, go watch a Vine compilation. This video is just not going to be for you. The reason it's a really good time to take advantage of buying with a home builder or buying new construction is because the benefits are endless. Now, I need to square something at the start here. So if you've watched any of my past videos, you've probably heard me say something to the effect of, we're actually about 3.8 million homes shy of what we actually need. We have something called pent-up demand in America, which means we haven't built enough houses for the people that need to live in houses. Regardless of that, builders actually have about 9.2 months of inventory sitting on the market right now. So how does that make sense? You've got builders who have inventory they can't sell off, and yet we are 3.8 million homes shy of the amount of homes we need for people who want to live in homes. Over here, we have too many homes, and over here, we don't have enough homes. This just doesn't make any sense. So here is the dirty and unfortunate truth about home builders. Whenever markets shift, for whatever reason, throughout history, home builders are the last ones to figure out about it. Usually the banks, the Fed, they sort of figure it out first. Politicians start to figure it out. Those of us who are consumers out in the economy start to kind of catch on. We're going, ooh, things are changing. People even internationally start to understand what's happening. And then 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years down the line, the builders go, oh, something's changed. This is different. So what we have is this situation where builders have a bunch of inventory sitting on the market that is too expensive for the average consumer. Actually, in 2024, 1.6 million homes were expected to be purchased by Gen Z and millennials. And the millennials and Gen Zers did not buy those 1.6 million homes. And you know why? It was because they couldn't afford them. So builders have built themselves into an inventory situation that the majority of people cannot afford. But remember, this is a video about advocating for purchasing new construction homes, so let's start to explain some of those benefits. The fact of the matter is that whenever builders are sitting on a lot of inventory that they really need to get rid of, you as the consumer hold the cards in the negotiation. Builders are both capable and willing at this point in time to pay a majority, if not all, of your closing costs. They're also buying down your rates. I think I just put somebody in a contract for a 4.875, a permanent rate buy down. In addition to buying down your closing costs and buying down your rate, which reduces your monthly payment, builders are also buying stuff for buyers. They're buying appliance packages, which they didn't do whenever the market was insane in 2021, 2022. They're buying gutters, they're buying you blinds. In addition to that, everything is new. Right, so we're not dealing with these sort of pre-owned home situations where we move into a property and the first thing we have to do is rip out the carpet. We have to paint the wood-paneled walls or rip them out and add sheetrock. We've got to rip out the Formica countertops and add granite countertops or quartz countertops. We don't have to do any of that. This is a new home, so it is aesthetically as good as it's probably going to be. Another undervalued perk is energy efficiency. The energy benefits of new construction homes nowadays, where they are encapsulating the attic and they're doing this blown-in foam insulation everywhere, and they're putting in these low-E triple pane windows. They're putting in these high SEER HVAC systems. That leads to serious savings in utility costs over time. Additionally, builders have warranties. They've got structural warranties, usually for a year, sometimes more, and sometimes they warranty different mechanical systems of the house for different periods of time. That's really, really positive for buyers. Buyers don't want to buy a lemon. They don't want to buy something that as soon as they move in, oh my God, now we've got a plumbing issue and an HVAC issue and a foundation issue and a roof issue. They don't want to deal with those problems, and that's not really the case with builders. Builders are really, really good about warranting their product, especially while they're still building a community. They'll go out of their way to make sure that the buyer stays happy. So those are some of the many benefits to buying a new construction home, but there've got to be pitfalls, right? And of course there are. There's always two sides to every conversation. So let's be honest and let's address some of those pitfalls. So pitfall number one is builders often, it's not that they discourage it, but they sort of gloss over the fact that you can or that you should get your own independent third-party inspector. I've seen many builders say, oh, we inspect it and the city inspects it and we've got our own. Yeah, you're all on the same side, right? So I need my own advocate. And so I highly recommend, even if it's brand new, it's beautiful, it looks just impeccable, that you get your own third-party inspector to come out and look at the property. It's even better if the property is still under construction. Maybe they haven't put sheetrock up, and so we can still look inside the wall. It's really good to get a phase inspection. A lot of inspectors will make you a deal, and they'll actually go out there a few times during the different phases of construction, and make sure that everything is inside of the walls is in good shape as well. And that's something I highly recommend. I have a video on YouTube that I highly recommend that you go and watch if you haven't seen it, which is the number one question you should ask to a home builder. I'll just go ahead and spoil the plot here. The question you should ask is, how long are you going to be building homes in this neighborhood? A lot of builders will say, I can't tell you that, or, oh, I don't know. And the reason they'll say that is because they know they have long-term plans in that neighborhood. So there are some neighborhoods in the Dallas-Fort Worth area where I practice real estate that they've been building in the neighborhoods for like 15 years. They're in the same neighborhood for 15 years. Now, why is this a problem? The reason this is a problem is because the average homeowner in the DFW Metroplex moves every 5 years. It's like four and some change years. So you might think you're buying your forever home, but life changes, circumstance changes, and now you want to move. Well, here's the problem. If they're still building your floor plan a couple of blocks over for almost the same price as you would put your home on the market for, well, you're really stuck. Why would someone buy your home that's covered in your boogers and all that other stuff whenever they could buy the exact same floor plan right over there for almost the same price and take advantage of all of the builder incentives and buy down the rate and get the closing cost incentives and get the blinds and all the other stuff? I mean, why would they buy your house? So you don't want to get stuck. So it's a really good question to ask and be aware of. Like, how long are y'all going to be here? Third pitfall is limited negotiating power. A lot of times the builders, they don't really negotiate with you on price. They tell you what the price is, and they write up the contract for that price. And what you'll find is a lot of them are completely unwilling to negotiate. They're just like, hands are tied by corporate. My recommendation in those situations is to walk away. Okay? If that builder really wants to sell that property and they really know that you're interested and their model home is pretty vacant, pretty empty, and people aren't coming by, they'll call you back. They'll make you, now maybe they won't reduce the price, maybe they'll increase the incentives. I just had this happen. It works really. So don't neglect the power of the walkout. Even if you love the home and you can afford it, you love the price, maybe walk out. Maybe give them a day or two. See what they offer you. The fourth pitfall is strings attached. So a lot of times these buy downs, these builder incentives I've talked about are contingent on you using their lender. And so the problem is you may have already gotten a lender that you really like, and you've given them your information. You've built great rapport with them, and they've taken really good care of you, and they've given you your pre-approval letter, and life is good. And then all of a sudden the builder says, hey, you got to use this person you've never heard of in order to get all these incentives. That sucks, and there's usually no way around it. I always say that you should give your lender give them the option of at least trying to counter, at least trying to match some of the incentives and make it worth your while. Most lenders, if they're being forthright and honest with you, will tell you that they just don't really have the capacity to match the incentives that the builder's lender can give to you. Another pitfall is that many builders will do their absolute best, even in front of your representation, to get you to not be represented. Now, what do I mean by that? A builder representative will stand in front of you with the agent who actually brought you to that new construction house, the agent who sent you that house and recommended it to you and scheduled the showing and registered you with the builder and brought you to that builder. They will stand in front of you and say, hey, you know, I can save you a whole lot of money if we don't pay him or her. This is becoming more and more contentious with the issues that I won't get into with compensation agreements between brokers and buyers in 2025. But all I would say is this. Just think about you going into court as a defendant, okay? And you've been accused of something egregious. You've been accused of murder, okay? And so let's say that the plaintiff approaches you and says, hey, tell you what, we'll make you a really good deal as long as you agree not to hire an attorney. If that sounds sketchy to you, it's because it is. And by the way, I like to use my platform to call out a couple of builders that do this. It's the L's, LGI and Lennar in my area they do this all the time. So perhaps they've changed their business practices over the years. My guess is that they haven't. And I just think that you as the consumer should be aware of it. That is a perfect segue into the final pitfall. Those of us who are real estate agents who write, the 1-to-4 family residential resale contract on a day-to-day basis, we know that contract heavily favors the buyer. The buyer has about 200 ways out of the contract. The seller has like one, and it's if you don't turn in the earnest money. That builder contract completely sways all of that momentum into their favor. The deadlines are in their favor. The money is in their favor. The mediation is in their favor. The default reparations are in their favor. Just yet another reason why you should probably have a professional person representing you whenever you approach a new construction builder. Just remember that person who approaches you in the model home and takes you around and shows you the floor plans that you could purchase. They're very nice, and they're usually wonderful, wonderful people, and I know many of them, and I'm friends with many of them. They represent the builder, not you. Their paycheck comes from the builder, not you. Their loyalty is to the builder, not you. All of that being said, and so long as you are doing your due diligence and making sure you do your research, I genuinely can't think of a better situation particularly for first time, really for anybody, but particularly for first time home buyers than approaching a new construction builder right now. If you want to get into a house for almost no money down, certainly much less than you would have paid in the past, it's the right time. If you want to have savings on a month-to-month basis by getting a loan buy down and also having lower utility costs because of the energy efficiency of these new homes, that's also a net benefit right now. The benefits, like I said in the very beginning of this video, are endless. If you're looking to buy, if you can afford a new construction home in an area that you want to live, I think you should do it. Hey, if you enjoyed the video you just watched, then please just take a moment to like the video and subscribe. It really helps us to create more content like this. We'll see you next time.